What is going on, everybody? It is Luke here, bringing you another Mr. FBA UK video. Today we're going to be talking about Q4. Of course, next month, October, is the start of Q4. For 3 months, things are going to go crazy. Well, maybe not necessarily within 1 second. It's not going to be like tomorrow. But, if you take Q4 as like an average, so you look at the whole of Q4 for the 3 months of October, November, and December, you will notice that there's a drastic improvement in sales compared to the other months. And, obviously December will be the majority of the sales, I guess, but November and December are both equally as great. And October, you'll notice an increase of sales, anything from 2 to 10x in terms of what's selling, in terms of, like maybe some grocery stuff is going to be 2 to 3x, all the way through to toys. It could be even 10 to 20 times the amount of sales over that period, if you were averaging it out. So we're going to go and start with episode 1 of my Q4, Buster series, or whatever I want to call it. Basically, how to try to smash Q4 and do as well as you can and prepare in advance as much as you can, just by me feeding you, as much information as I can, so that you are able to put yourself in a great position come October and obviously smash the rest of the Q4 period. So, if you haven't already seen, I did do a Q4 period video, before on my website, Mr. FBA UK. Of course, it's got loads of cool content, absolutely free for you to, use to prepare for Q4 as well. But because obviously I'm going to be going all over it separately, I'm not going to go into that. I'll let you do that behind the scenes if you want. You can go through the beginner videos and the advanced videos. There's a hell of a lot on there that will, that's relevant throughout the year and definitely over Q4. But let's get started. So today's video is all about what softwares and services I'll be using in Q4 to maximize my, my Christmas period, basically. When I mean Christmas period, obviously I mean the 3 months over the Q4 period. So Q4, Christmas, sort of referencing the same thing. And I'm going to be showing you why I'll be using certain softwares, certain services, why I'll use it, how I'll use it, and yeah, all that sort of thing. So to start off, we are going to be jumping across to an Amazon listing, okay? And now I've just chosen a really generic, Disney product toy. You can see here, I am using here FBA multi-tool. Now, there is 2 types of software that you can use that gives you deal analysis, yeah? So we've got FBA multi-tool and we have BuyBotPro, and I'm going to be going over both of them separately on this video because for me, I personally prefer FBA multi-tool. Now the reason is because I don't really use a huge amount of information on this plugin. Just like with BuyBotPro, it has a lot of detailed information, which I'll go over in a minute. But I prefer to spend a little extra time to do the analysis myself, so that I have full confidence, in what I've decided. And I'm not really just relying on some numbers on a screen to tell me what to do. I really want to I'm one of those people that would rather, I have full confidence in my own ability. So I'd rather use Keeper, use some bits of data on the screen to then produce my decision, to produce the answer for what I want. How many do I buy? Do I overstock? How many is it going to sell per month? Rather than taking, any particular piece of data on here, as law sort of thing. So, I wouldn't look at here and be like, okay, it's definitely going to sell between 53 and 62. I'd rather just do my own analysis. So I'll go through, why I like it and all that sort of thing. So let's say, I'm pretty sure you can buy this at that price. Let's just check the settings. It's really nice here. You can turn on Keeper. So BuyBotPro and FBA multi-tool both have a Keeper function installed, and I'll quickly show you what it looks like. But I actually use Keeper. I pay for Keeper myself as a sort of separate extension, so I will explain why. But I've just changed my settings to that because I am VAT registered. Just refresh the page. Let me just 2 seconds. There we go. Just so all the data pops up correctly. Let's just move this back up. Something like that. Right, so what you will see here is now that there's basically it's populating the Keeper chart, but you can see here, this is actually just normal Keeper. So I actually pay about £13.90, something like that, for this data. Now, there is a reason why I prefer to use this, even though you can clearly see this is actually the same data. So what you see here is what you see here. But I personally just, don't just use that. So I'll go over what I'll use, and why, and why, maybe why you want to not do what I do. It's not what I do isn't the right only. It's not only one way to sort of get to the answer to say you want. It's just preference. So let's just, it's not going to be much profit in this product, as you can see, which is fine. It's more of an example. But here you're able to see, how many it probably sells per month, even though that did change, which is interesting. What little things like scores, what's little like indicators. If you want 20% return, that's how much you're going to be buying it for. It's just little things. Can you sell the product? What's the ranking and the weight? Does it sell in Europe here? So you can see, yes, the rankings are relatively decent in Europe, and that's the price. So you might be able to sell it in Italy, for example, for 48 euros, which is actually relatively decent, because obviously the pound is closer to the euro now. So where you're selling it for £35 in the UK, you can actually sell it probably, the equivalent of, well, if you converted that, obviously there's higher fees, but you might find that actually you don't really want to be selling it in the UK. But if you can capitalize on Italy, or maybe France, you're able to actually make a little bit more money. Obviously, you'd have to check the fees by using the EFN estimator here, jumping across maybe to the different websites by clicking on the flag here, and able to actually see if you can make any decent profits in those countries. Yeah. So it's nice, just quick and easy. You can just glance at it and be like, should I investigate further? If this is if this is like 500,000 ranking, well, there's no point even looking, because it's such a high rank. And obviously, if you don't pay for Keeper, you're going to get a nice chart like this, which will show you with bits of data. And you can go to the year and all. Now, I'll explain why I don't, just use this, because this is free. It obviously comes part of the package, and I actually pay for this. Now, the reason is because I like to have this. Now, if you don't know what this is, it appears, it's here. So you'll see that, and you could click the more historical data, it will give you this. Now, the reason I like this is, let's go to a year. You can actually, basically, you can use this and this to give you good pieces of information. So, just as a real quick, how will I use it? Okay. So right down here, you can see there's only 8 sellers. Yeah, Monday, December 10th. Okay. There's 8 sellers, and it's at £45 at the buy box. Okay, you can see. Now, if you go up here and you go to the 28 sellers, you can see it's less. Let's see, what's the lowest it roughly goes to around that period? Around here, so you can see here some sort of deal. So this is a good indicator. You can see that some sort of offer or deal occurred, which basically catapulted the number of sellers, or almost doubled the number of sellers here. And obviously that will then normally lower the price. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be massively lower, but it's gone from about £42. At its worst, it's 35. But that could be all your profits, because as we just saw, at 35, well, there's not really any profit there. But again, at the higher prices, you're going to be making, that's pretend it's selling at 45. Well, already now, your profit's now £8, over 30%, which is nice. And obviously this is selling a hell of a lot of units, definitely over the Q4 period. You can see here the ranking's really, really clean here. It's better than the rest of the year, which means there's a Q4, there's a slight increase in Q4, which is correct because it's a toy. Perfect, so we know that. You can see here, as soon as it drops off to 9, well, this product's selling at £45 here. Yeah, so I can already see that within almost, within 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, it's gone from like 30 sellers to 9 sellers, yeah? And the price is, gone from 35 to 40, around this price, yeah? So I can already tell that, hang on, okay, so this product is a great seller at Christmas. It's amazing. So if I'm buying, again, if this is my strategy, I'm looking back here, being like, okay, let's say it is November the 23rd, there's another similar deal and there's 30 sellers. I now know that if I pretty much hold on to this product, just for a couple of weeks, I can sell it at around the 45 mark. Now, it might be a bit less, it might be 44, it might be 43, but I can sell it for a lot more, because then, it looks like people are then restocked, or the products come back into stock, because obviously here it's dipped off. Now, if you could keep getting this deal, there shouldn't be a dip as much as that, because a lot of people will be reordering very quickly, next day delivery, that sort of thing. But you can see here, maybe people did sell out faster than they thought. They restocked, but it took time to book back in because it's a busy period. And now the product's, here, and it's selling. Obviously, you can see here, people it does go down, it does go down, it does go up. Obviously, there's no exact price, but you can see there's a rough correlation. The lower the amount of sellers, the higher the price. The more amount of sellers, the lower the price. Yeah. So obviously here, it's gone up from about 9 to 11 to like 22. It's selling here at 43, and it's gone down to 36. Yeah. Now, if you're just looking at this, you cannot tell that. That is not, you're unable to actually tell if that's what's happened. So I'm now able to get more information than some people might have, because you are sort of looking at this. You don't really know what the correlation is. I can clearly see, so I can actually prepare in advance. I could order more stock of this, for example, or when it is, I could wait until it's actually at this point, so I could not buy it when the offer comes on, but wait. And yes, there is a little bit of risk, obviously, if the product goes out of stock or something. Wait until people are already in stock, which is maybe 5 days to a week after this offer's on deal. Then buy the deal, and by the time I send it in, I'm actually going to be selling it at the 45 price mark. Now, of course, it doesn't necessarily mean that because it's happened before, it's going to happen again, but we could go to all. So now we're going to be looking here, and we're going to find, similar periods. Now, look, again, this period here is December. December, lots of sellers selling at £33, and down here it's still selling at about 35, and yeah, of course it's not a massive difference, it doesn't have to be, but there is a correlation. So it just means that when this goes, you can clearly see a big deal, everyone's buying, then everyone sells out, and so on and so on. Obviously this is in the middle of the year, so clearly Disney had another offer going on that part of the year, which is fine because they do. But obviously we're focusing on Christmas here, so we don't really want to look at that too much. So I know that, worst case, I don't have to be scared because it sells out really, really fast, and I can be a bit more confident that I can actually sell it at that price at some point over Q4. Because you might buy it and find that, oh God, the price has crashed, so I just sell it at break even and move on. And a lot of people will, or you might slowly sell it. You might sell some at 40. Whatever that is, 45, but then if it does go down to 35, you're happy just to sell out, break even, because you've made some profits on your initial units. You just now, got to clear it out, move on, because obviously you want to really free up that cash. Maybe if you've got a lot of stock of it, free up that cash for new products. Maybe I'll go having a new 3 for 2 next week, and you just want to get as much cash out of your stock in, so you can sort of push through that. Because like Q4, you really want to keep everything moving and not really holding on to too much. And it's okay to hold on to things now and then, but you don't want to have 30 or 40 units just waiting in stock sometimes. And you can do. There are people that they have enough capital that they're happy to, they don't need that cash to come back. So if you've got plenty of capital in the bank, then no problem, you can hold on to it. But if you feel like you want to free it up a bit more because maybe you want to just cut your losses, you made some decent profits on the initial 10 units, but now the price has crashed, fair enough. But again, there's no direct, there's no correct method in how to sell. It depends on many different variables. So when people go, oh, but should you can't really tell because no one's got a full view of your business and how it's structured and how it's going, how it's working. But that's the reason that I actually use this by itself, because I'm able to actually make better judgment calls than I would necessarily with just this. And that's pretty much all I use it for. There's a lot of other pieces of information. Another little cool bit is, you can click the sales data and just see how many what people have got in stock, which is nice. But again, over Q4 isn't as important because people sell out a hell of a lot faster. As I said, 10 to 20 times. So you don't really want to. It's not so important when it comes to Q4 that you can be a bit more frivolous, a little bit more. Relax, I guess, and not worry so much. You don't have to get the exact quantity because it doesn't actually matter so much. So buying 20 or maybe you buy 40, it doesn't matter so much at that point, from my experience. So I'll also now jump to BuyBotPro. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead here and we're going to disable FBA multi-tool and enable the BuyBotPro. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. Now for BuyBotPro, you'll find that there is a lot more data that populates. Now I just want to make sure, yes, it's all populated properly, which is good. It has, but that has not shown up. Here we go. So what you'll see, looks very sort of similar in its positioning. It's always on the right hand side. You know, this is obviously my keeper chart, and below are other pieces of data which I will go over in a minute. So that's, again, just double check the details. You know, you can add in here, which is quite nice. So that's say you have prep fees. You've got, you know, you want to really find, like, sort of go into detail on your costs, really. So what I personally do is I'll take all my costs off of the end. So every month I'll take it out of everything at the end. So meaning all the costs for my prep, my, you know, inbound shipping fees, all that sort of things. I take it as an overall value, not like if there's 50 items in a box, that's divide that by the shipping cost to send in a box to Amazon, so that my profit on that unit has gone down. Yeah. We're just going to click show the BuyBotPro island here as well. Let's just reload that, just so you can see that part as well, just so we make sure we're actually adding everything in. It doesn't seem to have populated. Okay, I'll have a look at that in a second. Maybe I need to play around. Let me just add that £25 in. What you'll see here, why is that not? Let's see if that works. Okay, for some reason I can't get the BuyBotPro island to show up, but that is, you know, I've got so many plugins, it's probably not pulling through properly. It basically shows you some sort of crunch data from your decision. So whatever you put in, you know, it will give you a little bit of a summary of everything that's going on. So anyway, we're going to start touching over this. So you can see EFN, if it's a merchant, there's lots of things you can tweak here. If you're logged in, it will say if you're eligible to sell it. I always feel that's a really great, quick way to see, can I sell it? Because what you used to do in the old, you know, back in the days, you'd think you can sell an item, you get to listing the product on Amazon and find out you can't. This is done in advance. Also, hazmat, you know, if it says yes, hazmat, just ignore it, jump to the next product. It's really fast, easy, simple, and awesome, basically. You know, time is definitely going to be improving here. As you can see, there's lots of stuff to do with VAT here. You know, you can really like crunch through if you're flat rate, standard, non-VAT. I'm not going to worry too much about that again because this is an example. So what you'll get, let's say, you know, this is selling at 45, which is one of the prices it was selling over Christmas. So you can see here, it will give you lots of bits of information. Your break-even price, that's what you need to sell it at to break even. Your profit margin, it gives you obviously the standard details here, what sort of ranking it is and stuff. Your ROI and your profit, you know, here it gives you a breakdown, which is nice because you're able to just have a quick look at where the fees are, you know, appearing, where they're coming from. You know, an average score gives you a roughly, you know, your sales data here. So you can see here, you know, this is a good example of Q4. You know, in sort of August, it says 65, and in December it's 91. Now I would say that's, you know, very much. Obviously, this is just an algorithm like calculation, but I'd say, you know, it's far higher than that. The reason is that, you know, it's very difficult at Q4 to really fully, because it's only 1 or 2 months. If you're taking an average over the year or the quarters, it's very difficult to, you know, because it's so highly weighted at that time. Yeah, that is a good indicator, but I'd say it's definitely more than what it's saying. That's why, as I said before, I use this data as a little guide, but I will always figure out the answer myself from all the pieces of data that I can see. But this is for me, BuyBotPro is a great, you know, if you're relative, this is like your first Q4, this is a great piece of software because it gives you more data to sieve through, just to make sure that you're, you know, doubly confident in your decisions. Because it's really easy for people that are maybe a bit newer to sort of double think things, overthink things, and question their own judgments. So this is a great, like, sort of, what's it like, you know, it's, you can sort of like use this to like like a little bit of a safety blanket or safety net in terms of your decision making, because it will just give you that little extra bit of detail. Again, here it will show you how many units people have in stock, and it will give you other bits of data. Here, of course, it shows you where in the other countries it's selling. There's VA tools and stuff that you can do. So if you want to check, that your VA is obviously doing things properly, as if you have a VA, it's integrated with BuyBotPro, which is a software I'll be going over a little bit later. Again, this is the keeper chart that that was similar to the previous one. It has lots of you can even add in some sales heat maps. Lots of bits, so, as you can see on this, for me, this is, I'll always do, like I said, my own analysis, so I wouldn't really pay much attention to this, because I always just I trust my own ability. But anyone that's sort of relatively new and wants a little bit more of a handheld sort of experience, you can jump onto this and pretty much, you might spend a little bit more time analysing, but you'll come out with a lot more confidence in your final decision of what your what your purchase quantity could be, or do you even want to buy the product. And obviously you have to get used to where things are, because there's a lot of data on this, and obviously this is the general Keeper chart that I have, so this would not show up if you don't subscribe to Keeper. You'll have just this here, but again, you'll see here that you can sort of get rid of you can tweak the data that you want to see, but I just like to use this. So yeah, both softwares are awesome. Like without either of those softwares, everyone used to just use Keeper, which you can do, but it's a lot more like you've really got to learn. You've got to refine those skills when you do look at I had to, obviously I've done Amazon for years now, so when I actually had to sort of do my analysis, I had to learn the hard way, which is good. I like that I had to do that, because now I understand how I've got confidence in my own ability. Whatever happens, let's say something doesn't work one day, I can still go and make a decision rather than have to wait. But if you're relatively new, I say BuyBotPro is awesome because it gives you a hell of a lot more data than anything I've seen. But if you want something a little bit more quick and easy, then I would say FBA multi-tool, because for me, I only really take a couple of indicators, and obviously with more stuff on the screen, it can get a little confusing if you're trying to find things on the page. So relatively up to you. I've got 2 review videos on my website. Under the getting started guide, I've got a lot on the PDF here, free PDF, basically all the softwares and services I recommend that I've used before. I've used them all. Have a look. There's some discount codes and stuff for some of the softwares and that in there. And I'll pretty much be touching on nearly all of those over this video anyway. But yeah, if you want to have a look at the review videos side of things for each individual thing, look a little bit more in depth, and jump over to that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, so if you want to go on the websites, of course, FBA multi-tool is here. You can watch the video and have a little look a bit more in depth, or you can jump over to the BuyBotPro. But again, like I said, the links and the review videos that I've done for all of this is in the on the website. So I would say jump over to that, have a review first, check the review out, see if it's for you, see if it's suited to your style, and go from there. But these are all things I'm going to be using over Q4, and each thing's going to really help the overall result of what I would call a successful Q4. So I would say if you haven't got any of these, it's definitely something to recommend. I recommend. So what we're going to do now is jump over to sourcing. How am I going to be sourcing products? Yeah, over Q4. Now, there's many different softwares you can use, and I'll go over each one, and I'll be telling you the ones I'm using, okay? And I will actually go over a couple of other ones that I probably won't use. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to fit your style, or that it's not going to be, because obviously for me, I don't have a main job, so I don't have to go 9 to 5 to a job. So I'm able to, spend a little bit more time doing the style that I want, really. But again, there's some people that just want to outsource it all very fast, and might want a couple more extra softwares and services to help them do that because they haven't got as much time on their hands. Yeah. So let's just move that up so we can actually see the title of this. There we are. So this is online arbitrage deals. Yeah. I have done a review video again for this, so you can go ahead and check it out on the website if you want, or the YouTube channel, both as easy as each other. This literally will give you daily product leads. So you can see here, this is how it will look. If you have BuyBotPro, it will integrate into here, and you can actually do your calculations on that page without having to jump to the Amazon page itself. You can, you can go to the store and to Amazon. It gives you all the data. You basically get product leads daily to you through an online portal. So you would log in. It looks very similar to this. You can then, through the day, you'll get deals dropped into this sort of portal, and they appear every 30 minutes, 1 hour, so on and so on, up to the amount that you subscribe to. So what I mean by that is that there's obviously different packages, and there's actually a very brand new package that they have. So if you're actually US, you can jump over to here, but this is mainly suited for the, this video is mainly for the UK people out there. You can decide to get a standard deal flow, obviously an accelerated or advanced, or you can get a beginners. Now I'll go over each one. And actually, if you jump over to the website or look at the YouTube review videos, you'll find discount codes for all of these. So these are actually cheaper than what they say here. I think this one's £67, and this one is 180 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. You can go ahead and just check the discount codes that I have available for anyone that basically uses that discount code. But you can find out in the videos that I've done for it, and I'll drop it into the description below anyway. So if you want to look at all the different softwares, the links and all that, then you can just check the description for this video, and it will be there, everything that you'll need. So don't worry. But for me, I'm going to be subscribing to the standard one. Now the reason is that I'm going to use not just some people prefer just to use, say, online arbitrage deals. They're subscribed to this one, and that will be their deals for forever. Well, not forever, but they're not going to really be subscribed to any other softwares or services because they are happy and their style fits getting deals this way, which is great. But for me, I want to, I like to complement certain softwares and services with others, so I don't rely heavily on any one thing. But that's just the way I like to do it. So I'm going to be having this. Now, a great part of this, on arbitrage deals is that when there is like a 3 for 2, buy one, get one free, that sort of thing, they normally give you access to a separate spreadsheet that is dedicated just for that. So let's say if Argos have a 3 for 2 in October, you'll get access to a special spreadsheet. And you're able to then go over that spreadsheet and find all the Argos 3 for 2s, but you'll still get your normal deal flow. This is like an extra bonus that they give you. And they're really easy because 3 for 2s can be great, but there's so many products that aren't profitable, and it does take a long time to find the good product. So this is a good way to get it literally delivered to you on your lap. You could be in bed and able to search through the clean the clean findings, really, that rather than having to copy and paste all day or get a virtual assistant to do that. And a great way to actually also enhance this software is that when you get your product leads, that say it looks like the top item here, the Germaline. Well, what you can do is you not only can have this listing, but you could jump over to the Amazon store. So I'll show you exactly where this is. You can jump over to the Amazon store of this product. So actually what we'd do is we'd jump over to the exact listing of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually type, so I'm going to write down the ACE in here, and I'm going to show you what I mean. BOOX 6 TOX. Just so you're fully aware, so we're going to make sure it's all departments. I think that should work. It is. So this is the listing, of course. So if you click over, let's say you've got this listing, you want to jump over to the Amazon, click here, and it will take you over to this page. You could, of course, do all your deal analysis as you would, but I would then always come down to here and look at customers who viewed this item also viewed. It doesn't necessarily guarantee free extra leads, but it more times than not, let's say 20 to 50% of the time, you'll be able to find other leads through this. So for an example, this is a 3-pack. Well, this is the 6-pack for $19.20, and now this is the 3-pack. Now, as you can see here, Chemist Extra, which is probably the same company, are selling it, but they are merchant fulfilled. You can do all your deal analysis, but the more times that you do this, that you're checking the more likely you are. And I find lots of product leads, and just go through here where it says customers who viewed this item also viewed. Now you will find sometimes sponsored, or customers who also bought this item also bought, yeah? But if you see a sponsored section, ignore the sponsored, because obviously that's not going to be related to this product. But you're more times than not, you can actually be like, oh, you know what, that looks like something that is also going to be a good product, so you'll also search for that product, and you're able to extrapolate lots of leads from that one product. Of course, it's a little extra work, but you know, if you want to really spread your potential sales over Q4, then you know, if you're going to put work in at any time of the year, any extra time, you know, it's over Q4. So if you're going to do this sort of thing anytime, it's now. And you know, you can do that across every listing. Let's say you're getting 10 listings, 10 deals a day. You can check against 10, and yeah, you might only find 1 or 2, but that's each day. That could be 30 or 60 extra leads a month. So you're sort of enhancing the value of this. Yeah, you're increasing the actual value of the service. And what is a really, really awesome thing that they've just recently introduced is the beginner package. So what you get with this is it included the ungating course. Now this is a perfect, if you are literally relatively new, or maybe you're still gated in some areas, you might want to subscribe to this package, because you're able to get the ungating course included. Now that will help you get ungating, and maybe toys, maybe, you know, some grocery products, maybe some electronics, I don't know, whatever you can't sell. It's very difficult for me to know what these products and what these sort of ASINs and categories are that are gated from newer people, and how it sort of works, because I'm relatively ungated in everything. So it's very difficult for me to now know what sort of products and products are actually gated. But this is a way to sort of streamline all of that and get ungated as fast as you can, hopefully in time for Christmas, so that you can actually maximize your sales. Because the worst thing is wanting to sell stuff that you can't. But this actually gives you a really, really, you know, decent step-by-step how to get ungated course included, which you can basically just use the structure to decide where you want to be ungated and go about, you know, sourcing the right products from a wholesaler and stuff to get ungated in those sections, in those areas. Again, you also of course get your standard deal flow, like I've been talking about. But you're also, you know, anyone that signs up for online arbitrage deals also gets well, it's basically it's like a suspension safeguard. So it basically means that if you ever have any issues with, maybe someone said it's not authentic or something, you know, a product, you're able to take the blueprints of how to go about rectifying these problems on your Amazon account health, because obviously that's something that's really important with Amazon. You don't want your account health and get too many policy warnings and that sort of thing, because it can cause major issues. So you also get that thrown in, and you're able to use that like a template, exactly the same style as getting ungated, you know, like how to, and you just go to it and it'll give you the format, the structure, how to write stuff, what to say, yeah, and you get that included. So you're almost getting 3 things, you know, if you subscribe to this, the beginner package. And of course, if you don't need it, then, you know, you can just jump through, grab the discount codes, £67 plus the VAT instead of the 99, or obviously the more advanced version, and use that to have a great Q4. Now, what else will I be using? Well, I'll also be using Fast Track FBA. Now, this is the website. You can see what it looks like here. It is a very different, this is a guy called Thomas. He's basically the creator or founder. And it's a different concept. So where online arbitrage deals gives you maybe, you know, let's say 10 deals a day, it will give you them through the day. But it is possible that maybe you can't sell some of the products because you're gated, like I mentioned, or maybe you don't want to sell certain products because it's maybe overweight or it's too heavy. And maybe you just got preferences on what you like to sell and what not to sell. Maybe you're a little bit more cautious. Maybe, you know, you like to sell everything. I don't know. But with this, whoops, wrong page. With this, you're able to unlock the deals yourself. So you get tokens every month. And what you're able to do is, if you have, basically there's deals that you can unlock for 1 token, 2 tokens, or 3 tokens. You get a bunch of tokens when you subscribe. If we look at the pricing, here we go. Now, the reason it says TBC is because it's currently closed. Oh, you can see here until the 15th of September, because it's being revamped, resorted out. There's been things added to it, and really, really like new pieces of data and all that sort of thing. But I will be doing a webinar with Thomas, going over the new software and service that he has, because he's basically enhancing it for Q4, so that everyone that subscribes is able to really get the most out of it, because he's constantly updating it and everything. So I did do a webinar with him before, and you can go and check that out on the YouTube channel. Goes in depth of the software, but I'll be doing a new one showing you all the improvements he's done, and it is mobile compatible as well, which is quite cool. And you're able to unlock deals. So you can see here, you might have, you see what would happen is you don't get to see the name of the product or the ASIN, but you get to see the keeper chart here, what it looks like. You get to see the buy price, the ROI, the sell price, the profit, and what you can do is you can then, if you like the look of the profits, the category, lots of different little bits like that, the category it's in, the ranking, how many it's selling a month, you get to see what a keeper chart looks like, but you can't see the product. So there's no way for you to go in and basically steal the product, and then you can go ahead and buy and unlock it, and then you get access to the ASIN and the website page, so where to go, and the Amazon page, and then you're able to buy it. And you can even do stuff like buy the deal outright. So if it comes to Q4 and you think that is a great deal, but I don't want it to be flooded with other people like me, other sellers, you can go ahead and buy the deal outright, so that you are the only one that's bought it from that website. Of course, people can manually copy and paste and find the deals other ways. It's not going to be that you're going to be the only seller over Q4, of course, because people have virtual assistants and people find these deals over time, but you're just you're sort of retaining a little bit more of that market share by buying out the deal, which is really, really cool. And because you're able to unlock the deals as you want, you're not forced to have any particular deal. You're not given deals and then you have to either not buy it or buy it. You can keep your tokens. You can even save your tokens up over 3 months if you want. So every month that you get your new tokens, you can just save them up. You don't have to even use them all at one time. So you're not forced to getting deals. Maybe your cash flow is a little bit low. That's fine. You can just build up your tokens. But again, it's a nice complement. So online arbitrage deals and FBA multi-deal, fast track FBA are not actually the same, which is why I'm going to be using both, because I'm going to tackle them differently. How I use the software and service for my Q4 is going to be different, because it provides me a different opportunity and how I source my products. Yeah. And the third thing I'm going to be using in terms of deal is FBA Wizard. Now, I will just say that the reason that I use FBA Wizard, not Tactical Arbitrage or Source Mogus, is because I prefer it. And the reason I prefer it is because it's very simple. You can just set your scans up and leave it. There's very, very sort of minimal interaction that I really have to do. And I'll only use this as filler leads. Now, I've done the video on what I mean by this whole filler leads. On the website, you can go to the website, you can see exactly why I use FBA Wizard for filler leads. It goes in depth. It's mainly because over Christmas, where you can sell so much volume, I'm happy to take 25 to 30% on a lot of toys, because you can just sell so many. So it's not, the value of that 25% is higher, because you're able to sell 50 of them. So the amount of work to get 50 is relatively low. You just click, 50 or 20 on the cart. On a cart, as in shopping on a website, and you're able to make an easy 25%. And because you're going to get it's going to sell so fast, and you're getting your money back so fast, you really want to be reinvesting all of that cash really quick. You want to be reinvesting that. You don't want to have money sitting in your bank over Q4, because you're able to make. You could do if you do 100 grand in sales. If you're making just 20%, profit margin, then that's beautiful, even though it's only at 20%, and you're thinking, well, that's not very high, but it doesn't matter, because you're able to do so much volume that the actual cash positive that you're gaining from it, the profit is going to be up. It's going to be far greater than what you would normally do, maybe if you're doing 20 grand a month in sales, for example, yeah, where you might be looking for obviously a certain minimum, a couple of grand profit. But obviously, if you're doing 100 grand, okay, now you're making 10, 20 grand, 30 grand profit, obviously depending on what you sell and stuff, because you're able to push that volume. And for like a relatively cheap amount of money, even if you just have this over Q4. So I don't mean like having this, for the full time. I don't have it forever, but just over Q4, it's a little price to pay. Let's actually double check the pricing here because I haven't used it for a little while. Yeah, so to me, the £69 a month is the one that where you can get 10 scans in one at any one time, and that's what I use it for. And I use it for general scans, Argos, Disney, like The Entertainer. Literally very simple, easy, and I'm just looking for £500 a week of general toys really. Just easy, nice and simple. Not going to be high returns, but that's £2,000 potentially. That's £2,000 spend a month, which over Q4 you could turn that to £8,000 in sales, £10,000 in sales, because it's able to get in and out so fast. So instead of that just being 1 month, you're able to do it so that could be you could spend that over a month, but then do that all in sales in a week, and then get that money back, and then just keep repeating that process. Where it's only costing you 69 quid a month, doesn't take you very long to sort of cover that. And those are the three main ways of sourcing that I'm going to be in terms of subscribing to things. Of course, I've got my replenishable sheet. So to me, my replenishable sheet is like my Bible. I've been building this up for years now. Yeah, it's got I can even go back and buy all of the stuff I bought last Q4. Again, now not obviously everything, maybe only 50% of the stuff, maybe only 40%, maybe it will just be now and then, but I'll be able to use that, and that's already free because I've already paid for some software and services last year, and I'm now able to sort of reap the benefits from that old, those old purchases by just going back and using the data, because you'll find that over Christmas, a lot of the stuff is regurgitated stuff. It's new. It's not new stock. It's old stuff that's been around for years. That just, every Christmas it comes back out and people want to buy it again. You'll be surprised. Rather than like every year there's a new product on the market and everyone thinks that's now the new Christmas thing. Now there is those things, but a lot of toys and Lego could have been sold for 6, 7, 8 years in a row, and it's always a good seller. And it never really gets old, does it? So what I'm going to be talking about now is a repricer. So it's great buying all of these leads, getting all of these things, but how do you reprice? Because if you don't reprice properly, you might not probably make as much, your sales will not show because you haven't actually covered the repricing side of things. So it's great buying all these products, but you need to be able to actually sell the products. So I use Profit Protector Pro. Now what I saw today by Matt Webley, he basically said that Profit Protector Pro is open again. Now, don't quote me on it. I'd say go and check. If you go on the website, there should be... Let's see if I refresh this. Yeah. So if you refresh this, you can see here, sign up for UK beta. So you can go ahead and sign up that way. Now, I've done a video recently on Profit Protector Pro. I don't really want to go into it too much because I literally did it like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, of why I use it over BQ. That's what I used to use. Quickly though, the reason I use it is because it's still in beta. It's really, really cheap for people looking to get involved. It's $17.95. Now, BQ was about the same, but with this, you get all of your European markets. So you're able to sell in all the other European markets for free, in theory, because you're not having to pay extra for all the extra markets. With BQ, it was an extra $10 for every market. Well, that's $40 if you wanted to cover the other European markets plus what you're paying for the UK. So it was getting to around like the $60 mark. So, and you're only paying $17.95. And the things, the small, the quick things that I found that are great were that it's repricing faster. It's moving your price up faster. So yeah, it might bring your price down faster because it's acting faster. So meaning, where BQ for me used to maybe by 12 o'clock midday, a price had only moved a little bit and it wasn't in the buy box, so it would have gone down £1 for my max price, but it wasn't in the buy box yet because it hadn't yet found the buy box. It hadn't gone down enough because it wasn't repricing fast or that fast. So it was taking, sometimes taking into the afternoon to actually get the buy box. But where the Protector Pro is actually getting you the buy box really, really early in the day, so it's bringing you down faster, which is getting you the sales, which is, don't get me wrong, is great. But then it's also going, and it's then forcing your price up earlier to then try to get you sales at a slightly higher price. So you'll find on your orders, if you click on orders over the day, you'll see many of the same items sell but at different prices, which is great because you want to have a higher average sell-through rate or price, rate and price, than if you're waiting till the afternoon for it to actually even get the buy box if you're using BQ, because it used to literally do that sometimes. You'll see an item, you'll be like, why is this still at my max price? It's 3 in the afternoon. It's just because the software just wasn't repricing it fast enough, or it wasn't understanding something, and it just wasn't doing it. And that means you're losing hours of what could be sales. If you're only covering the buy box half of the day because your reprice is slow, that means you're losing out on double sales. So you could be, if you could just cover the that side of things faster, potentially you can double your sales because you're able to be open to getting the buy box more time in the day. If you're only able to get it from 3 p.m. onwards, well, that means for all the rest of the day, all the morning and that, you're not even in the buy box, let alone like then actually getting the buy box and selling. You can have the buy box and not make a sale, but you want to be visible in that buy box, or visible to get the buy box and get someone to buy it as much of the 24-hour period as you can. And this is doing that. It is giving you the most exposure to the buy box over the day. And of course, there's always going to be room for improvements. It's still in the beta stage, but for the price and for what it's doing compared to what I was using, it's far better. And you can actually use that to your advantage. You can see that it's doing that, and therefore maybe now because you're now covering more time in the buy box and maybe doing more sales from it, you're able to now buy more stock. Where before because it was taking so long to do it, and of course there are other reprices, and okay, I don't know what they were like. They may have been better than BQ, but I can only go off what I know. But now I'm able to buy more of some products because I can see the sell-through rate is higher because my reprice is acting faster. It's actually staying on top of staying on top of my stuff all the time, rather than it seems like it's not leaving stuff randomly, which is what sort of BQ seem to be doing for me. Maybe that was just me, but that's all I can go off really. So that's why, and it is open. And I'd say, I did do a video on it and explained all in detail exactly why I use it. So you can go and check that out. It's on the YouTube channel. I don't think I've yet put it on the website. But yeah, that's why I'm using it. So I'd say while it's open now, get on it. You're going to need a repricer for Q4 anyway, and it's dirt cheap at the moment. So get yourself involved. And it's just literally ProfitProtectorPro.com. Now, what else will I be using? I know. You're thinking, is there more? Yes. Right. So, no more software and services, actually. So all the software and services for what I'm going to be using, as in paid subscriptions and all that, that is everything. I have covered it all. Because I feel like I don't need any. I know ways to optimize, all of the software and services to give myself more leads than I got. Of course, I've got my replenishable sheet as well, which I've been building up over the years. So I don't need to rely as heavily on software and services as well. And I'm able to, like I said, find more leads from those deals that I get from the services. So, in theory, I'm actually getting maybe double what I'm actually being given by these services. Yeah. So 2 things that I'm going to be using to also regain more profits or reduce my costs is complete savings and delivery deals. They're very similar. So everyone will know complete savings. I've talked about them for years. You can basically get 10%, well, and a little bit more if you use some of the others. Cashback, you pay about £15 a month, but you can get up to £250 a month cashback. And if you don't get paid out right away, it will always pay you out as long as it's you register your deal. So you basically just sign up and you go through the link like you would with Top Cashback, for example. I don't really use it. I have done if I have to, but I don't like it too much because it's very slow. It takes ages to give you your money and all that. But you would sign up, you click through the link, and then you would just buy the purchase like you would anything. It registers on the account, and you can do it. Now, I did move to delivery deals as well. You can get up to, it's very similar. It does exactly the same thing. You get up to £1,000 a year but you can get it as fast as you want. So where you can only get £250 a month on complete savings, but you can get it every month with it, which is obviously more than £1,000 a year. With delivery deals, you can only get up to £1,000 per 12 months. And once you've got to that limit, that's it. But you can get it as fast as you want. So you could get that £1,000 all in one go. You know, if that's, say you did a £10,000 purchase, you can get it all in 1 month. Which can be beneficial because, yeah, you could complement these two. You can get up to your £250 a month. And obviously at Q4, you're probably spending more than £2,500. And then you can jump over to delivery deals, and you can use all that cash to actually reinvest as well. So you're compounding on your free cash, yeah? So where you might get £500, it might actually be the equivalent of £1,000 because you're using that money to then get more deals, which is then giving you more cash back and so on and so on. You're getting more profit from it through the Amazon side of it. And yeah, you get what I'm trying to say? And it's paid out in a check. I've been using it for about a year. Always pay out in a check. It takes a little longer, but I mean, still the cash. Maybe an extra couple of weeks because they got to send you the check. But yeah, I've been using them, and I've probably made about £500 since I've been using them because I obviously they're not for every single website, so you've got to mix and match. But it's all worked fine for me. No issues. Nothing. Everything's perfect. Never had any problems. Never had any decline transactions or anything like that. So always been great. So it's always a good, and also some of the websites that you can buy off are different to what complete savings are. So you can sort of use them both in conjunction with each other, and yeah, do that. And that's going to also cover, like, you know, that's just going to create you more profits if you want to have it yourself, or if you want to use it to offset costs, or if you want to reinvest in stock. You know, it's all going to, and over Q4 you'll find it so, you know, if you can get all of these in line with each other, each one working in what's that word? Convolute, or whatever that word is. Don't worry. If you can get them all working in conjunction with each other and streamline them all perfectly, you can actually create, like, they'll each complement each other and enhance your Amazon business. And you'll literally go from maybe like 10 to 20 grand sales a month to 60 to 70 to 80 grand in a month if you're keeping on top of all of this stuff. And another little thing I guess I'll throw in, that isn't related 100% to this, but just, you know, for this video is, you know, tactic wise is really think about doing next day deliveries on a lot of your stuff. I'll probably touch on this in the next episode of the Q4 Buster series or whatever. But, you know, just off the top of my head, it's, you know, where you might be getting some cash back anyway from a lot of these websites. You know, next day delivery for only a £5 if you're spending £500 or £1,000 or £400 really isn't a lot. And that way you're able to even streamline it even further because you're able to get your stock in for tomorrow, send it in tomorrow, and so on and so on, which is going to mean it's going to sell faster, you're going to get more profits and so on. So those sort of things are things to think about because it's like the bigger picture. You know, you want to be hitting that 100 grand mark, you know, in a quarter, 100 grand mark in a month. You know, these are all, like, you know, in December or over a 30-day period, maybe like mid-November to mid-December, you can easily do £100,000 if you adopt the right attitude, work ethic, you structure your capital correctly, you know, all these little things. You're really able to streamline everything and really smash and have a great, you know, and it will give you so much more enthusiasm for what the potential is over Q4s. It's very difficult going into maybe your first Q4, what to expect. And yeah. So I am going to leave it there. I have covered every single software and service that I'll be using and why. Now, of course, there are others. You know, if you really want to look at the others, there are stuff like Source, Mogul, and Tactical Arbitrage. Which are very similar to FBA Wizard. I personally won't use them, and I haven't used them for a long time, but they're very similar. And I have done, you know, I haven't done one for Tactical Arbitrage, but I've done a little review video for Source Mogul. But because I'm not going to be using them, I'm not really going to be going into them because I'm probably not the best person to talk about them anyway. I haven't played with them for a long time, so it would just be, you know, it's not really worth me sort of noting. But they are something, if you are maybe slightly newer to Amazon, you're not even aware they exist, you can just go ahead and check them out yourself. Maybe they will be more suited to you. Anyway, leave the video there. If you want to check out some more videos, jump over to the website, Getting Started, Beginner Videos, Advanced, and the PDF if you want to see all the softwares and services and my little reviews and videos on that. But without further ado, I'll leave us the descriptions for all of the links below, the discount codes, all that sort of thing. Or you can just reach out in the Facebook group if you have any questions about the video. And stay tuned for next week, and I'll do part 2 which is going to be strategies, techniques, and just basically how to get the most out of Q4 that isn't related to the softwares and services, because you can pay all this money for softwares and services, but it's not, that's only a little bit of the journey. You've really got to lay out a lot of other things in line and ready for Q4, and this is only just one part or one stage of the overall result. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.